Howdy, cadre. Howdy, cadre. Oh, it is recording. I don't even know where to start. Fate is weird. Fate is fickle. I'm very aware that I have strange beliefs related to fate, and I don't know if I can even explain them. But I guess an example. Let me tell you a quick story. This is true. This is true. As a teenager, I was a big fan of Isaac Asimov, and I had read a lot of his short stories and smaller groups of work, my favorite being Caves of Steel. And after reading Caves of Steel, I read the rest of the trilogy, then discovered that it was an extended trilogy, read the 9 anyways. But in all my time as an Isaac Asimov fan, I had never read the Foundation series, because I knew it was a long series that it was like a trilogy of trilogies, but then there were other novels set in the extended world, the same world. Anyways, so I had put off starting the Foundation series for years, and I always thought, I'm going to do that at some point in my life, but now is not the time. But I was on my way back from a long Boy Scout trip. We were driving back, I think, from Arizona, and we just happened to stop on our road trip at a used bookstore. And they had a big section on Isaac Asimov, including, I think, the full base series of Foundation, the 9 books, the core trilogy of trilogies. I think maybe there were 1 or 2 missing that I figured I'd pick up later, but it made me realize that, now is probably the time I should buy this series and start reading it. And I started reading the first book, and I read it on the drive home. And it's only, it's maybe 20 hours of driving from Arizona. I read the whole book in that time, and the next day learned from the news that Isaac Asimov had died the day before. The day I bought the Foundation series and read the whole book. The whole first book that started the series. Anyways, so I'm about 12 days into my Archival Line series, which I don't even know if you guys have seen. I'm not sure if my editor's going to upload those or not. But I started that series, and this is, something that's been in the works since Minecraft started, which is about the same time that YouTube started, but I've never done Minecraft on YouTube for, reasons. But now they've released, and my worlds don't show up here. It's like a different format. I made a different folder source, but then I copied one over, but it's not here. So I think the save file is a different format. So I'm 12 days into the Archival Line series, and I learn that Minecraft has released a special snapshot for April Fools this year, which I guess is a tradition of theirs. They release something on April Fools, but it's not always been this interesting. This one is called Infinity, and we're going to create a new world here. I'm going to allow cheats because I want to speed some things up. I'm going to use a seed I am fond of that I found online called Lifetime that puts you on a nice peninsula. We're going to leave the other settings default, and we're going to name this Infinite Lifetime. because it is the lifetime seed under the infinite snapshot. The infinite snapshot adds new functionality to portals. Portals which normally lead to the Nether by default can now lead to an infinite number of other dimensions based on throwing books into them. I guess the starting game mode in theory doesn't matter if you're on cheats, because you can switch it in game. But anyways, we're gonna first do some setup here. Oh, I was thinking, yeah, I wanted to load one of my saved games into this snapshot so that it'd have all the resources there. This is not a peninsula. These are new achievements. Did I turn the bonus chest on? I didn't even see that option. Is it default here? What is life? Anyway, so this is gonna distract me from... Oh, I already lost my spawn point. Yeah. I learned from Archival Line, it's not always, you don't always start right at your spawn point anyways. Well, shoot. I thought this was gonna generate the same type of world, but with the different snapshot. Yeah, no. The generations of worlds is completely different. If they hadn't changed how the world generates, we'd be looking at a nice peninsula with a village. Actually, the starting point was near a woodland fortress that was surprisingly close. It's a world I found online, but it's obviously changed in this snapshot. So, do I want to use this world? I suppose with creative mode it doesn't really matter. Shoot. I really lost my spawn point now. Just flying around. See, my problem here... Alright. So maybe we just start over. If I can't pull up a specific world with the seed, then I don't need a specific seed. So let's start over. Oh, I did turn it on. Jeez, I'm a fool. Okay. We're gonna use the true name. Alright. So this is a random seed, but we type something in so we know what it is. Don't know if that matters with this snapshot generating worlds differently. Okay. You know, I think I've started this seed before and it was jungle. Losing my spawn point again, aren't I? think I was about here. Let's get a look at this world. Okay, I'm already interested. And yeah, this does seem a lot like what I remember it being before. So there may be some consistency, but lifetime is different. Oh, look at this. A ravine intersected by mine shafts. That is some interesting stuff. Oh, this will be a waterfall. Over lava? I'm curious what happens if the blocks update. Not much. Didn't even rip anything up. Alright, well, this seems like an interesting starting world. There's another ravine. Near a cave? Another ravine. Jeez. Well, I suppose with what I'm trying to do with this infinite snapshot, it doesn't really matter what my starting world looks like. A village. This'll work just fine. Oh my god, I might just take this house. It's fairly close to spawn. It saves me a lot of build time. Watermelons out back. There's no bed. But I like the fact that it's an existing house at the very edge of a village. So there might not even be villagers living there. I can go to the village. Alright. Well, how's that for a day one? I live here. Even got my own pigs. Do pigs eat apples? No? Bread? I probably need wheat. Most things eat wheat. Okay, come on in, guys, I guess. Oh, I'm in creative mode, aren't I? Well, I kind of want to be in creative. So some people call creative mode God mode, which is fairly apt. You're pretty much invincible, immune to damage. You can die by falling off the bottom of the world, I think. You have access to all of the items, pretty much. I think there's a couple strange items that you can't get through this menu. Oh, there's a whole food thing. But wheat doesn't count as a food. I'm being stupid, aren't I? There's a search mode. Yeah. I almost never use this, but... Is this what you guys eat? Do you have to be in survival? Sorry, I'm at a weird angle. No. What do pigs eat? You seem to be interested in the apple, but you won't eat it? Boy, I'm making myself look like an idiot now, huh? What the heck do pigs eat? Why don't I know that? Oh, they changed it at some point. When did they change it? Okay. Oh, it makes sense. It's roots. Carrots, potatoes, and beetroots. And I almost tried potatoes. I should have done that. Okay, now I have 3 pigs. So yeah, God mode, you can fly. I don't know. These things seem like demigod powers to me. Like a Superman type of category, not necessarily God. Although with the various commands you can use, some people get closer to divinity. Okay. Can you guys get outside? That'd be nice. Everybody out here? Everybody out here? Don't you guys want to live outside? Are you hung up on the door? Okay, so now... I did not know a crimson door was a thing that existed. Oh! Okay, you an inside pig? There we go. You in or out? Schrodinger's pig, in or out? Come on. Go on, go on. Your parents love you. Go on. Alright. Yeah, okay. Oh, pig got out. Fool. I didn't mean to break that, but... Alright, should we worry about safety issues? So yeah, anyways, some people call it cheat mode. I don't like that term, really. Because cheating implies that you're breaking some set of rules. And if you're playing a single-player game on your own server, there are no rules. I mean, the rules are just those established by the game code, how the game works, and all of these commands I thought it was under there. I shouldn't bother thinking about that while I'm trying to talk. Oh, redstone? I don't want redstone. Yeah, cheating. Sorry. Sorry, I'm doing my cheating right now as I speak, so... Wait, there's a way to... Middle click. Oh, well, that's more complicated than I hoped. So yeah, cheating. I guess there's no super quick way to do this. Here, obviously, you can consider this cheating. I'm creating obsidian out of thin air. Which, if I was going to play in survival mode, would take a long time to collect. But that's what we're talking about, time. Why does that time need to be spent? Is this obsidian any less functional because it was, you know, just created out of thin air? Oops. And now if you see everything as a competition, then yeah, this is going to disqualify me from your imaginary competition in your head. But I never agreed to compete with you. I don't know what rules you're playing by. I'm certainly going to play by my own rules. And what I'm doing now is showing you exactly what cheating I'm performing. So you know what steps I skipped. So that if you want to do perform a similar if you want to try and compete with me and follow similar rules to see if you can achieve it more quickly or more creatively, more effectively, Those don't stack, I guess. Books stack, but I guess... Yeah, those don't stack. Not a ton of space in here, but... These don't stack. Those stack? Oh my gosh. Alright, so... Yeah, I'm certainly... I don't know if I would even want to use these. Whatever. I'm trying to do all my cheating now so that it's visible. It doesn't become a debate later. What else do I need? What else do I need? Signs would be a nice shortcut. Oh, look at all the different signs now. I guess the most readable is probably birch. I keep doing that. Been playing too much Factorio, and E gets you out of almost every menu. Or at least the one you use the most. It's just gonna bug me if that's not. I should get more books, probably. Now, I can always do this more later. I'll do it on screen so that you know what's happening. Okay. So, we're in survival mode now. And this is my cheating. Obsidian. Oh, I was gonna finish filling that with obsidian, but again, I can do it later. And this stuff for cheated. Look at all that cheating. So, original functionality in Minecraft, and this has been in since alpha. You make a portal out of obsidian like this, just a doorway. Do I have more of that wood? That's acacia. Looks kind of funny, just like that. Looks better. Alright, you make a portal. It can be bigger than this, but it needs to be at least 2 wide and 3 high, and you use flint and steel in it, and that opens a portal to the Nether. The Nether is like kind of like the underworld, kind of like the upside down or a shadow dimension of this one. We're gonna step in and see what it looks like. And yeah, I'm going. This is survival mode, but I'm going in. I don't even have tools with me. And as part of this new patch, it looks like we have the new nether biomes, which is pretty cool. We got lava flows. Alright, so that's the normal function. But with the infinite snapshot, I feel like that's real loud, but I suppose that could be my headphone level. Okay, now I should probably take some with me. Whatever, that's all expendable, I guess. So, the new functionality is, if you throw a book into here, it will take you to a newly generated dimension, some of which have insane rules. There are Easter eggs. Some of the inputs you use, and this is much like seed generation that I talked about. Again, I don't know if you've seen Archivaline yet, and I don't even know if I'm going to continue that series, even if my editor does post it, because this seems so much more interesting. But some of the Easter egg worlds are, if you put a specific input in, it takes you to a specific place. And I want to use the world called Spiral as a launch pad. So I'm just going to type Spiral in there. And then, does F throw? No, that switches hands. Q? Yes. You can see it changed the color, and now it's going to take me to a new dimension. And in this case, because I used... Oh. I'm not at spawn. Spawn is that way. Oh. Okay. Well, let me, to save time, go back into creative. If I was going to do this quote-unquote legitimately, I would be gathering sand or gravel from my home world to be able to drop a column down. There's the center. Interesting. I thought you would spawn here. Well, I'm just curious and breaking all sorts of rules. F3. That's not 0, 0. Oh, it is. So, gosh, I wonder if these map equally, or if some of them are like the Nether, where they're shifted. So I guess I'll be building a staircase down from this. No. Probably the best plan. Okay, so... Oops. They made that faster. Do I always come out this side? Okay. have to know which way to go. Another... Oh, hey, dude. Nice to meet you. Okay, we're cool. Another option... Yeah, no, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here. My thought was to start filling this infinite spiral with portals to as many dimensions as I could. I want to start exploring this multitude. And I guess what I could do is put... I mean, in a way, that house isn't important. If I want to go to the overworld, I could do it from here. It's interesting. It's too high. This is a good, I forget what these are called, but meditation circles. That's getting bigger. I've never talked about the Amber Chronicles on this station either, and that probably is important to the issues I'm exploring, but... Okay. I want a connection between here and the surface world, and I think I can make that from here. Okay, but with infinite... I probably want a single walkway. I've already lost my portal. I forget which direction it was. Oh, that's an issue. Does this work? Oh. Oh. Warp. I didn't want to use that. Well, this is a glimpse of what I'm talking about. Here's a dimension where a day is 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, maybe 3 seconds. There are floating islands made out of dynamite and fences. There are note blocks randomly being triggered by something. And I traveled here by warp, which I don't really know how to use. Warp is an alternate way to get to these dimensions. Oh, I can warp spiral. But I still don't know which way. Compass. Sorry, I don't know if this is interesting to you guys. I'm exploring some of the basic mechanics in this new patch. It might, I mean, for people who know Minecraft, it might not seem interesting. Sorry, my phone's ringing, but I'm going to ignore it. Okay, so this is 241, 166. This is 241. Yeah. So these match up. We're at 70 elevation. 65. That's weird. It raised it by 5. Okay, so that's another call. Different name. That's weird. It knows the name, but it says suspected spam caller, so I'm not gonna. I don't recognize the name. All right. So we are going towards 00, which it may be just better to use a portal there. But maybe 00 looks good. Almost there. Okay. Unremarkable. We're in the desert. Okay, this is 00. Oop. Nah, we'll just make it true square. Is that... or do we want to... yeah, no, it probably looks better as a square. Did I leave my flint at home? No, here it is. Alright, so now... wait. Okay, so this would connect to the nether. Yeah, just as long as it's handy. Check the nether at spawn, or at 00. Origin. I should call it origin and spawn. Okay, this looks pretty nice. Makes a rectangular door on this side. Oh! Fascinating. They're close enough that it links to this one. And it brings me back even though that no longer connects with the nether. That means I have a one-way door here to spiral. I'm not sure what the applications are of all that yet. But perhaps I make a... if I care about spawn, I guess I do if I die, but if I'm using creative mode, that doesn't matter. Oh, that's right, I warped out of here. Alright, so if I'm going to make roads, it's probably going to head towards the portal. So I think I want my first door. We'll start here. Okay, so from spiral, if we step in, we're in the overworld. Okay. And all right. I'm trying to just figure out the basics, the fundamentals of how these portals work. Once you throw a book in, it goes to one of the infinite dimensions. Before that, it goes to the nether. Whoa. Okay, yeah, those are my spawn torches. This is my house. But what I find interesting is stepping in... Oh, that's my quick way back here. I already forgot. But that's like a one-way thing. From here, this goes to spiral. And if I step back... No, I'm at home. Okay. So... But from here... I don't know. I think it's best if I just leave this portal where it is. It's a quick way home. What I'm wondering is if I want two nether portals to connect this with the other one that brought me here, so that I can travel in the nether 8 times faster. But I suppose that's not too important right now. Maybe I want to do like a diagonal walkway. It could be diagonal until I line up with the portal. That might be good, because I could run stairs down straight out from the portal that intersect with this diagonal, and then if the diagonal is my main walkway, then I could use I could possibly use the nether to travel between these quicker if I wanted to. Okay, so if that's the theory, and I started on this side because it lines up with the width, but I suppose yeah, and part of my idea is as I expand, I'll work outwards, and I can do more and more rings of doors, but I'll be able to access each loop from this center walkway, this diagonal. Diagonally. Yeah, something like that. Now how... I think I can break this by placing a block. I can't place a block in there. This doesn't break it, no. This does. Okay, but then it would default to another portal. So I'm thinking what'll look nice is if I use this corner. So I'll be walking into a dark corner, but symmetrical. I should get rid of that quick, so I can step back up here easy. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That sticks left a little bit more, but I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which might be just enough. Yep, they can share a column. Oh, I already screwed it up because this is my... Yeah, that's going to be my travel path, so I don't want to... interfere with that, so... I kind of made that a double... Oh, but this would be different. Alright, let's just see what happens. No, that's gonna... Oops, it's gonna be too intrusive. Maybe this is gonna be too tight. It's gonna end up so closed and dense. I'm just worried that it's gonna be less interesting because there won't be as many views. But what I could do... What's a good material? I like just the pure white quartz quite a bit. Although this plane, I think, is always day. So things are going to be pretty much bright enough. I could use obsidian as long as I'm cheating. What else is dark? Black wool. Crying obsidian is new. I don't know much about it, but... So I think what I want to do... Just use obsidian. So I'm going to make this diagonal path. That will lead out towards that other portal. I think that'll be a nice approach. And then I can try and categorize each loop. So that they're grouped thematically, because yeah, I could have categories. Alright, so really I should set up here as my base, probably. Or just on the other side. I could build some sort of fortress around this portal. It's not a bad location for it. Oh, nice! More ravines. Wait. this is closer. Isn't this my spawn point right here? Or does this just look... Yeah, no. Spawn point's in here. That's my house. Is that the same distance? I thought it was a lot farther than that. So is it farther in the spiral? Maybe none of this matters much, because travel's pretty easy between these 2 points. Okay. So I've got a house there. I could build something around this, just so I'd be safe here at night. But my main goal is to be exploring... Not that. Exploring these other worlds. So... Oh. Yeah, I was going to grab book and quill, but I suppose the cheating is ongoing and continuous. So, yeah. Basically what I want to do with this series is accept the premise that I can collect obsidian on the surface world, that given time and energy, I could be collecting these materials. And so rather than starting a series where I'm doing a bunch of collecting and gathering, I want to just assume that some of that's been done and basically use, just accept that I have ample supplies of obsidian. Of course, it can be generated with lava. There's other weird tricks in the game, even if you're playing vanilla Minecraft survival, no cheats, that you can, oops, there's things you can get away with. But again, my goal is not to be... Like, I don't see it as cheating, because it's just starting from a different place. And I guess another way I can explain it is by talking about my experience with the Ender Dragon. Have I killed the Ender Dragon? Yes. Like, I clicked a mouse button and the Ender Dragon died. Yes. Have I beat him in survival mode without using any commands or cheats? No. The way I beat him was I had a world where I wanted to see if I could beat him, and I just and just as an example, so I could build this staircase out of anything. I could go to the surface world and collect wood or dirt or cobblestone or sand, and I could build a staircase out of that. Or if I really wanted to build it out of Minecraft in survival mode, I could do that. You got to work your way up to diamond tools. And but then, how much time do I want to spend? Does that line up with the cobblestone? Yep. I guess we'll just kind of give it a better foundation. Whoa. That's the end of the world. Okay. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe this is just rest on top. Because, yeah, I'm trying to get a pathway. So yeah, if I wanted to build this quote unquote legitimately out of obsidian, I would be spending weeks and weeks in Minecraft collecting these resources. It takes some build up and some time, but it is not interesting gameplay to watch. I mean, this isn't even that interesting gameplay to watch, but at least I'm actually talking about things rather than just quietly focusing on survival or killing things or collecting things. Whatever. This serves as a suitable enough background for me to get some of this busy work done. And sure, it's cheating if you want to call it that, but anytime you're going to use the word cheating around me, I'm going to ask, what game are we playing? Who made the rules? Did I agree to the game? Because if we get to just make up our own ways of judging others, regardless of context, and it's just ridiculous. It seems somehow related to some of the most fundamental problems we have in the world. Okay, so yeah, by building this up, I'm going to have a nice staircase down to the corner, and then a pathway diagonally that will lead into a field of doorways to different dimensions. And we can start cataloging, archiving, learning. And my plan is to... Oh, I can vary the width of these. That might be a good idea. Because then I can fill them more corner to corner. So yeah, there might be a lot of busy work I need to do, but I can imagine like just filling in the corners first. Oh, I don't want on that high though. Alright. So, yeah. Then what we can do, we have a portal that leads to the nether. I don't know how to get... Or no, this leads to the surface. So we're in an alt dimension. The default portal from the overworld... This goes to the nether? I thought this led back to my overworld. And it links to the nether. And then from the nether... Wait. Do I not have a 0-0 portal in the nether? Okay, it would be too close. Be too close to here anyway. Oh, and it's floating. That may be why. No, but I made this not from... It's the divided by 8 thing. That's... And I'm probably confusing people who don't know about how all this works. Okay, so from here... Yeah, I'm so confused. I can get to Spiral, and I can get to my home. I can get to Spiral. But then, from Spiral, it takes me to the surface world at 0, 0. I suppose this is a good test. If I am in Spiral and I throw a Spiral book into Spiral, into a portal, where does it take me? Nowhere. Takes me nowhere. So, yeah. This default portal allows things to come from the nether or the surface world. This one only takes me to Spiral. If I go through this, I end up at my house. Alright, so what's the first door we want to try after Spiral? Probably the name of the world. Which I don't like saying on YouTube. I don't think I've said it on YouTube. I don't say it very often because my pronunciation of it changes over time. But yeah, I don't really want the algorithms, the YouTube algorithms, hearing me say it, trying to interpret it. Alright. I feel like I should be in survival mode when I step into a new world. This is my first unknown. Okay. And how am I going to refer to this world if I don't want to pronounce that name? I guess I could call it X-Ray Indigo Oscar Tango Echo. But that's kind of a mouthful, huh? Okay, so we have a world with obsidian spirals, and that's arguably an even better example of what I was saying. With this snapshot, if I wanted to mine obsidian, I could just type in the X-Ray Indigo Oscar Tango Echo and come to this world. I'd still need to get diamond first. Whoa. But I could start mining. Okay, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulty here. A big part of this world is made out of glass. Okay, and it's hard to tell where the glass is and where it isn't. And I fell into this hole. Okay. Got ample supplies of wood. Fascinating. So, yeah. Some of these worlds have different basic fundamental properties. And it's what I was trying to explain in some of my multidimensional discussion as your little friendly neighborhood dimensional seer. I think it's important I continue. Oh, I just saw something. I just fell into something. It's a slime? Is it a magma? It's a magma slime. Haven't spent a lot of time fighting these. I usually live most of my life on the surface world. This is strange. That gives you an example of what I'm talking about, though. And who knows what there is out here to discover. I mean, we've seen... Oh, I was going to collect some stuff. We've seen some of the basic building blocks of this world. I'm curious, are these solid wood? Or are they like little rooms? I think they're solid wood cubes. Bizarre. And I haven't seen the time of day change. I wonder if we're in eternal twilight. What was that noise? Skulker. I am horribly afraid of skulkers. I've spent very little time in the end. I think it's a distraction. Yeah. Whoa. I could maybe get into that more later, but yeah, just as another test. Yeah, bizarre. If you grew up on a world like this, you'd have very little concept of the idea of a horizon. It does exist out there, but you would almost never see it. I found it interesting. Some people who grew up around mountains never want to live away from mountains because there's just some comfort. Cactuses. Do these hurt? No. Not when they're potted. Wheat. That's a lot of wheat. That might be handy for something. Oh, shoot. Where? Oh, I've got my compass. I guess. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. There are just some tricky fundamentals. When the basic principles of your dimension, snow, are change. Oh, man. There's amazing new things you got to deal with. So, that wasn't what I was going to make first. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make a spiral portal there. That will help me get... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Alright, I'm just going to go back to Cheaty. Make certain things a whole lot easier. Alright, so I'm probably going to spend some time off camera before the next recording session, setting up some of the basics. That staircase I was mentioning, and maybe some empty portals ready to start throwing books into. But I think what I want to do here, I want a portal to Spiral, so that anytime I step out of this one, I can step into Spiral, and maybe I'll have them facing each other. As if they would be a cube. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of finishing this cube. I could do the floor too, but because it's already covered by sand, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time here, I don't think. Do I want an open top? Sure. Alright, so if this is Spiral, okay, so now we have our origin spawn, or our origin point. We can get to Spiral. I guess I'm not really using this underneath area. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's not really like it's dangerous pitfalls. If you're in creative mode, you can break, or I mean if you're in survival mode, you can break a layer of cobblestone to get up, at worst case, with your fists, so. Maybe it'd be nice to have, what quartz is what I'm looking for? I got plenty of this obsidian. Yeah, maybe I wanna. Yeah, just do it. More obsidian. Yeah, that looks fine. So, from there we can get to the overworld. From there we can get to X-Ray, Indigo, Oscar, Tango, Echo, which is a very bubbly dimension. So now, if I go in here, I'm here. I can go back to get to the Nether. and in again to get home. So we might be pretty close to some real play. Okay, so from here, this goes to Spiral. And I'm up here. I switched to Creative, or Survival, didn't I? I can live this. Okay. Yeah, I can do these stairs later. So I kind of have a one-way in that I end up from the house. When I go into the Spiral portal, I end up there. So that forces me to walk to Origin. Oh. Yeah, I can't easily break Obsidian. So if I make a mistake, yeah, this all needs to be cheaty mode. I'm not going to be calling it that regularly. Because again, I don't think it's cheating if no one's established rules for you. And if you want to claim that the game itself establishes the rules, well, the game itself has the commands in it. Creative mode is a perfectly legitimate option if you just want to build. It doesn't have the same challenges to overcome. But if you're establishing your own challenges, then what does it matter? And again, if it's a competition, I understand wanting to have established rules, equal footing and playing field. But yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time recording stuff like this because I don't think it'll be overall exciting. I'll finish that later. But what I may do to speed up that travel, if I think it's an issue, is connect those points in the Nether and try and use that. But let's do one more before we quit. I've done what I think is... Oh, I'll go back to Survival. I've done what I think is my best to... Or what I think is my true name. Don't know where I started going with that. The X-Ray Indigo Oscar Tango Echo. But let's use what my mom thinks is my true name. I mean, my parents came to a decision together, but I get the impression from what they've said that my mom came up with the idea of Kevin. And long before I was born, I believe. Maybe that's not true. Anyways. That's the name she gave me. Let's see what that does. Ooh, it's a purpley. A dark blue. Dimension Kevin. Is an underworld dimension with dirt. Good to know. And zombies. Not too scary. Is this like... There's no grass on this dirt. There is grass. It's brown instead of green. No, I don't want to deal with archers. Well, this is fascinating, and I mean, I wouldn't know what to expect. That's the whole enjoyment of this, but this is certainly not what I expected. How did the fire start? And what is it that's burning? I don't know if I want to go down there. Curiosity. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't want to deal with it. What is going on, though? What is... Alright, I'm too curious. I'm going cheater again. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should limit myself. That looks scary down there. Apparently, whatever builds up the floor is flammable. Is that all leaves? Alright, we'll explore this in another... Why do I come out here? Oh, that's fine, because I made this one. Oh, it's not permanently day here. It's getting dark. I don't have torches. Anyways, so my basic idea is to start exploring dimensions and cataloging them as I go, saving them as I go. One of my thoughts is to use signs to remember. Am I still in creative? Oh, I guess it's when you place them that... So yeah, I'm kind of debating how I want to place them. If these doors were symmetrical, I would center them above. But maybe what I want to do is favor, like... Oops. Yeah, this is why... Yeah, this will be annoying, even though it's minor. Yeah, in creative mode, or in survival, well, I don't care about that dirt, so. Let's see, the signs, I guess if I put them on kind of on the outsides, let's see, as I approach, then they won't be as visible, they'll be hidden behind the other ones, so. That one I don't think I need to label, because it's the default portal, but this one, I could label here. No. X-ray, Indigo, Oscar, Tango, Echo. Okay, and then this one is Dimension Kevin. Alright, and then, yeah, my thought is that, yeah, I guess those signs are a little bit visible, but there's going to be a lot of noise as we fill this out with doors anyways. But they'll stay low to the ground. I mean, obviously they're all going to be that height. There'll be a lot of overlap. But yeah, this way we can start exploring these. I suppose these are names I had before YouTube existed, and arguably I've had this name longer than this one. We're not going to get into that argument right now. So, I was thinking the first ones I wanted to do would be self-exploration. And I wanted to do nicknames and channel names and usernames, stuff like that. So, what other nicknames would I want to do? I could do a ring. I don't have that many nicknames, but I'm debating the Clash and Twinkie. But those either didn't stick or not many people used them. I think channel names are going to be the next best thing, so probably the next thing we explore will be Sadvipran. And I really only have 2 YouTube. Oh my god, that's such a lie. I have so many YouTube channels that I signed up for because of one specific project, and there's no name. Yeah, there's another special project channel that I don't like to talk about here. But Sadvipran's what it started as, and WebDruid is what it ended up as. Let's see. So if I follow this, okay, so shoot, I should just do this all in creative. So anyways, my hope is that the rules I'm going to kind of follow, the only stuff I want to give myself unlimited supply of are obsidian to make portals, books to open dimensions, signs to label those dimensions, and that's about it. I'm not even sure if I want to deal with those infinite bookshelves, but probably I'll get around to start exploring those. The infinite bookshelves give you a book with a string of random characters, so it makes a good companion with these portals. You can just grab a book with random characters and throw it in to get a random dimension. But I think most of what I want to do is search for specific character strings. There might be hidden Easter eggs I might find, but beyond that, I find it interesting to see what the output is from various inputs. So yeah, I'm debating if I want to make wider doors, but there's something about a door that the 2x3 I think makes sense. A 1x2 passage is what your character fits through. So 2x3 is similar enough to that ratio that it still feels human somehow. Still feels somewhat human, but oh yeah. So my thought was if I built one here, they could be like companion portals, and put Sadvipran there, and then new branding. The Druid there, and actually maybe I'll explore some of those other, Because in my mind it was just the Druid, but somebody was already using that on some social media platforms. So I added the web, which I'm fine with. I kind of like how the B and the D mirror each other, and so they kind of separate the web from the Druid by that mirror. It kind of speaks to me of this dimensional vision stuff. So yeah, let's check out one more. To finish off this episode, see what the web Druid dimension looks like. Yellow. And we can call it quits after that. Oh, jeez. Now, this is going to take some work for sure. What is that ring? Is that some sort of ocular halo, or... Alright, so this looks a lot like the end, but it's fuchsia. Wonder what that is down there. Whoa, okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, you should be attacking me. Oh, I'm in creative still, aren't I? Yep. Yeah, I was gonna do my stepping from... I wanted to look this other way. Okay, so this is a floating dimension. You can see the sun beneath us. And I wonder if that has like a ring instead of a moon or something. It seems fairly peaceful. I like that. We'll explore here later. So, that's going to be the idea of this series. We're going to start exploring dimensions. We'll probably follow patterns as we go around. Like I think, and I may want each of these loops to be a category. We're starting here with kind of personal identity, and then we're moving on to a more public identity, and beyond that, there's just there's infinite worlds to explore. We could do, the names of Simpsons characters, the words for Greek or letters of the Greek alphabet. We can do, heck, one of these loops could just be the letters. The letter A. Where does that lead? Does it matter if it's a capital or a lowercase? I'm not really sure. But I like the idea of just having this kind of infinite plane to work with, and we'll just we'll categorize as we go. But I do want a survival element to this. Like I was starting to say, I want to give myself these infinite supplies to make these portals. But beyond that, I'm gonna try and only use what I can gather, only build what I can, what with materials I can find, and what's the goal? Well, it's probably similar to archival line. We're probably trying to look for the world soul, see if it's see if I can find it in this snapshot. I don't know. There's a good chance it will help quite a bit, but there's also a chance that it's impossible in the snapshot, and I may need to start archival line for that reason. But I certainly think that archival line is going to be a slow series without a lot of public interest. It's kind of maybe a personal thing I'm doing that could lead to something big. Maybe it'll get me up there in the names of famous Minecraft Let's Players like Kurt J. Mack, who did the Far Lands or Bust series, or is doing, I should say. He's about, I think, a third of the way there, which is crazy. But without getting too sidetracked, this all could be garbage, just infinite garbage, distracting from our goals, but it should be entertaining and enjoyable to see what's out there. So I'm going to probably do more work in creative mode before the next game. I'll just be placing obsidian probably to finish this path and set up some empty doorways here. I'll probably move chests here so that I have books and quills handy near the start. But yeah, we'll just we'll start exploring some worlds, and I may need to take notes outside of the game to remember places I want to revisit. I've already forgotten of these 3 worlds I made. I've already kind of forgotten which is what. Let's see, Webdruid was floating. Kevin was dark and underground, and then fire started. And of course, I should just call this my dimension. That's probably simpler, but it'll confuse people. It's a lot faster than X-Ray Indigo Oscar Tango Echo, that's for sure. Alright, but yeah, the work I do off-world, or offline, I should say. This is a little Stonehenge. I didn't even think about that. This is a little Stonehenge. God, I could talk about fate for years. That's probably not the right word. Kismet. Serendipity? I don't know. It's where the magic happens, friends, though. It is where the magic happens. Insert catchphrase here.